Hey, welcome back, everyone. We left off at a very dramatic pre-dice roll.
hmm Yeah, not quite expected, but you were so Ananke was about to make a desperate standard roll to open up a connection between her location and back home with
You push for 3 die, right?
I push for 3 die.
Okay.
Yep, and you get a 6. Okay, so
It's all my
extra
sixes.
extra nice on a desperate roll, huh? So where exactly? What does it look like on the other side of that connection?
I think that it's probably like a grotto on the back of the serpent, probably close to where Ananke resides. So they're actually in their day cycle right now, which looks like illuminated mushrooms that kind of provide the daylight there because they are floating through space.
Mhm.
So that's what they're kind of stepping into is a very alien landscape compared to, I think, especially the caverns here.
Okay. All right. So you open that up and you just say to them, "Go, go, go."
Run, run very fast.
Okay.
Something gets in your way.
Uh, uh, knocked on your mother. Grabs onto. Oh God, I'm blanking on her name.
Sandra?
Sandra.
Lysandra.
Lysandra grabs onto Lysandra. Your mom is reacting more quickly. Lysandra is kind of frozen in fear. As she jumps through with Lysandra, you notice that in her other hand is a transfer stone, and it looked like that she was kind of about to open up a connection when you opened up a connection, and she just went with it.
Whichever one's opening first, I'm going.
But they're jumping through. Meanwhile, the creature looking through the doorway at you says to you, "Hello, tasty little one." And it's moving forward into the room and looking like it's about to do something nasty to you.
I don't think I'm as tasty as he's hoping. I'm going to try and afflict a demon.
Okay, interesting. Right, yeah. So let me look up that ability because I don't remember exactly what that does.
You
Well, I
catch
remember
the
it's
eye of a target and make a sign of doom. Describe a terrible and fearful vision that the target experiences. It's a psychic attack on their mind.
Yeah. That's a good one. If I were using the shaman play sheet for a character, I would not be able to resist that one. All right, so you are going to make eye contact with this creature. It has several eyes on the front of its head, so you're kind of picking its eyes and making that contact. I'm going to call that a risky standard result. A risky standard roll. So you're going to make a roll to psychically connect to this thing. How exactly are you doing that? What do you think? What action roll rating do you think applies?
I think it's still work for this one because it's all arcane, right?
It's arcane, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'll take that. So that's 2 dice. It's risky standard. Do you want to?
I can
And
assist for
you-
this one with kind of a flashback, but because we have a mutual interest in mystical things and have shared quite a few tricks over the years,
Okay,
Uh,
yep, you have that
I
connection.
have that bond.
That one. Yep.
So you've practiced with me before doing these kinds of things.
Okay. And you could even say that since you have some familiarity with demons, you have worked with her on if you were to ever encounter a demon, you've practiced things against demons, and therefore you can give her some suggestions for how to do that. And you've kind of that's been part of the tricks you've passed back and forth. Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah.
Okay.
How is nobody watching you more closely?
All right. So you're using your free assist
Yes.
through that flashback. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That gives you an extra die.
It's a 6.
And success.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to say I'm going to make a clock for this demon. We're just going to call it Demon 2. I'm not being super. Actually, I'm going to give this one a name.
Toothy boy.
Whoops, I'm sorry. I forgot to say number of... I'm terrible with this. And that was standard, so you lock eyes with this thing, and you force your mind into it and try to impose a sense of fear upon it. And your experience is that the thing pauses and looks at you and hisses, and you get a sense of its mind, and you have kind of pushed yourself into its mind, but it's not down or out anymore, and it's going to respond. So it says, "You cannot ruin me with such foul tricks, creature," and it jumps for you. So that's going to be a level 2 harm unless you wish to resist.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try and resist that.
I figured that might be a good idea. So that would be a resist with prowess, which you have 2 dots in. Yep. And you roll a critical.
She gets literally all my 6s, all of them. Every single
But
one.
other people are taking all your 6s from you. So that actually recovers 1 stress. So it jumps for you, and you expertly slide out of. You anticipate exactly what it is doing. You slide out of the way. It slams into the wall with its head, and you have just perfectly sidestepped its movements. I'm going to jump back to Hrolf for a moment. And you were about to command your servant to charge forward and attack this demon?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll call that an attack with command on the demon. Are you doing anything in particular with that, or just what exactly is it trying to do?
Yeah,
is it trying to grab or hit or strike?
Specifically, kind of shove it off of Agorus, because it's kind of pinned him.
Okay.
Yep, so shove him off and whip him around a little bit.
All right, so we'll call that risky standard.
Okay. For a devil's bargain, perhaps this dissipates the creature of air one way or another.
Okay, yeah, that's totally reasonable.
Ooh, I suddenly forgot the syntax. 6.
And you get a 6. So that is successful. I'm going to say that that's going to take the charging demon's clock by 1. And also throw it off of Agorus, but in the process, it's being pushed off. It strikes at the creature of air. Its claws just slides right through it, and that dissipates it into a wind that you can all feel. But now this creature of air is gone, but it has been pushed off of Agorus. Let's see, Valriaut, do you want to do anything in response to that? You can kind of see that as a potential opportunity.
Honestly, I think Valriaut, like, his immediate thought is that this thing has to go away. I would like to remove it from the field so that we can maybe get our group back together, because Ananke's presence or lack thereof is weighing on me. I'm going to try and banish this thing, I think.
Yep. Well, that seems like a reasonable thing to do to a demon.
Yeah, right? Just throw it through worlds. That's what I do. It's basically, I have a couple tricks, and that's one of my things.
But that's as tricks go, that's a good one. So I'm going to call that. It is this is a difficult place to be doing banishing, so I'm going to call that risky limited. And so a limited effect is going to flicker out of existence, but not flicker briefly, providing a potential opportunity, but not banish it completely. You would need standard effect in order to do that.
Okay. I'm willing to hear a devil's bargain here, but I think that one way or the other, I'm going to want one more die for effect here.
Anything to propose, or you just want to kind of fishing for what might be useful here?
I think that this might be an interesting, like, recurring demon. This one that I've blinded here.
Okay.
I think that maybe if it makes its way back, it will remember me.
Right, and it will have a grudge against you.
Exactly, me in particular.
Okay, so it wants you. I'm willing to do that as a devil's bargain.
I'm just collecting demons that hate me. That's what it really comes down to.
Yeah. I mean, how many? Once you have a few,
It's because of your mom.
got a whole bunch.
It's like gotta catch them all, right? It's like moms and demons. I'm just waiting to piss those off. Okay, so can I trade that bonus die for bonus effect?
For increased effect, yes. So that'll give you standard effect.
Now let's see those sweet double ones.
Where all the sixes go?
Ha! It's a 4.
So so it is banished, right? And you will have that effect. So you kind of, what does it look like? Actually, what does it look like as you're using this thing?
I think
you your subtlety ability, or are you making it apply?
So I think that because this is Valriaut and he almost got brained by a big rock, like it's to the point where like he just watched that rock kind of smash down on the floor next to him, and like he contemplates his own morality for a second, and he's like, "Oh right, we're fighting," and he just turns and sort of makes like an offhand brushing motion, and the demon kind of like ripples in the air and is pushed through the fabric of reality.
I'm going to say that at some level, the statue notices you're contemplating your existence and approves of that.
Of course, I am living for his approval.
Absolutely. And you brush that aside, and the demon is turning to. It has just struck this wind creature out of existence. It's looking at Agorus, who is still on his back underneath it, and it just kind of winks out of existence. But you did roll a 4, so that's a consequence. I'm going to say in the process, risky, huh?
Is there something of Valriaut's of value that it took with it? It like grabbed on?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking in terms of something along those lines.
Pointy shoes.
Oh, I lost a shoe?
Not the pointy shoe. That was your favorite one.
That's my brand.
Yep. Let's see. I'm just trying to think in terms of, well, if I wanted to be a total jerk, I would say that that it actually grabbed onto Agorus's sword as it was banished.
Oh no!
That seems. Pretty...
That seems very punishing for Valriaut.
I'm sorry.
Sucks to suck, my friend.
The game rules are set up so that consequences can be applied to anybody. It makes sense in the fiction, not necessarily to the person who made it.
It's just funny.
Mean, it could always take the statue.
That's true, yeah.
But that would be certainly an interesting consequence.
That would be an interesting, yeah. No, so that's another point, yeah. I think I like that. Seems less mean than taking away the sword.
I mean, I can get another sword. It's the gem that's kind of a problem.
Yeah, it's the gem that's the problem. They're kind of attached, right?
I'd be willing to use my transfer stone if like it gets sucked through the ether along with it, kind of out of my pocket, so we have one less transfer stone to work with.
One fewer transfer stone. I think the more interesting result is that the statue.
Yeah.
That it's going to, that the statue gets pulled through this dimensional rift that you've just created. While you were doing all of this, the statue, you had pulled the statue in from, and it's still sort of, there's still a little bit of a vibration of its existence here. It's not quite here yet. And then as you open up this banish, that attracts the level of reality that the statue is still existing at, and it sucks the statue through. Unless you want to resist, that is. So one of you could.
To my father, I was just getting to where he respected me.
Yeah, I know.
So you could resist that.
Have bad luck with resist.
How do you?
I think Hrolf would like you to resist.
Or I can resist because I can protect it.
You can do a protect.
Now you have the open channel with it, right? I'm throwing all this force trying to get the demon away.
I'm torn because it would be a very interesting consequence that
It
I
is.
suddenly have to explain it.
To try to chase this statue down that this demon seems to have.
Right.
The statue we're talking about is the fake one, right?
Yes.
Or is it the real one?
It's the fake one, right?
Decoy statue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The real one's already safely away.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you had done the switch already.
Right. So, now no one can interrogate it to determine if it's the right one or not. But also there are no witnesses.
Right.
It's good and bad. It's good philosophy.
The prince saw it. Come on.
It's
Why would
true.
I lie?
The prince saw it. So, no, I think I'll let that stand.
Okay, you'll let it stand. Okay, so the statue goes howling away along with the demon.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see it just kind of disappearing and getting smaller and smaller as it disappears into this opening that you've created, you can see it looking right at you. And it reaches out with its mind into your mind. And it gives what it says to you is, I see you. And then zoop, it's gone.
Can I have a 5 second to go flashback?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I was just curious while I was lying on the ground and that demon was over me. Did I get a better look at that emblem?
Yes, I will say that you did. Let's see. It was. Is that the so it is a different emblem than the one you saw before.
Okay. Satisfactory knowledge.
Yeah. So you were right there. It was right in front of your face. You got a solid look at that while the thing looked like it was about to try to eat your head.
Sure. I maybe scratch it onto a wall just so that I don't forget it immediately or something
Okay.
Recreate the image.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. The other thing I'm going to say, Agorus, is that because of your enhanced senses, as this thing disappears, you are kind of hearing and sensing through the wall to the side of you. You heard, you're hearing the demon that just slammed into a wall that went after Ananke. So you get a sense that there's some kind of scuffle happening on the other side of that wall.
Sure. And I think actually, rather than the tracing of the emblem immediately, I had thought to the first action after that banish, after Valriaut banished the demon, would be to turn to Hrolf and just say, "Have you found her, or them?"
Mm-hmm.
I guess I reach
My
out.
assumption's you're trying.
Yeah, I try and say, sometimes it takes a minute.
Sometimes I have to remember that I have friends.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta save those people.
Co-workers, whatever.
Right.
All right. So are you taking a specific action or just talking with the other?
I'm trying to reach out and locate. Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm going to say that that's not going to take a roll. In that she's right nearby,
Mm-hmm.
and so and familiar to you, so you can feel her across on the other side of the wall from you. There's no door there, but through the wall,
Mm-hmm.
there is an Ananke, and you can also feel a an empty space of something moving around next to her violently.
Can anyone get through this wall?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Well, Valriaut, by all means. I was going to ask if the people of blood and like I have a mundane weapon, but like would I be able to go through a wall or like cut my way through, or is that something that's kind of like preposterous even still?
Well, let's see what Valriaut wants to do.
I'm going to warp fate so that my hand falls on the trigger of this secret door and opens it.
Oh,
interesting. So just to answer your question, you all have, at a baseline of basically 0 dots, you are kind of at Olympic human performance level. And so if you had additional dots in overpower, that would increase your physical strength and vitality and capacity. And so that would, if you wanted to slam or cut your way through this wall, then you could make that attempt. And could talk about that. So it's not beyond the realm of possibility, especially if you were a character who put like 3 dots in overpower. I would say that would, give you some significant capability in that region. Valriaut, so you are looking to find a convenient secret door here.
Until it is so.
Right. And so let me just kind of look at the description of your ability there for Warp Fate. So you can make small changes to local reality. I'm going to say that that's a possible thing, but to get that, you're going to have to trade up. I'm going to, that's not one of the, clear, obvious things that Warp Fate does easily, and it's not an obvious thing that there is a secret door here.
Sure,
so
I can see a large change.
Right. So you could make a roll for that, but you're going to start at 0 effect.
Okay. So this isn't a stress cost. This is a roll.
Right. I'm sorry, I was misremembering the.
That's okay.
So yeah, you could do that for a 3 stress.
3 stress, happily.
Okay. All right, so you have to work really hard to make this happen. You are focusing on, there's got to be a secret door here. I know there is. There is a secret door. So you are really, just kind of pushing into this.
Yeah, and this is not subtle. This is Caverns of Agorus, like the eyes, the corona.
Yeah,
as I'm pulling
that
power.
Slamming.
To get
and the veins on your forehead are standing out, and the cut that on your neck that is just starting to heal. You can see some blood sliding out of your neck there. But yeah, you just realized that there is actually just up near the ceiling. There's a stone that is clearly not of the same kind as the other stones.
And I push it.
Okay. Not in a game mechanical sense. And what happens is that you push that in, and there is just kind of a narrow little line of stone there that just kind of twists slightly, that looks like you could then push through.
After you, friend Agorus.
Yeah, if it appears as like an entrance, I push through.
Okay, so you can push it, and you can kind of turn it slightly. It's set up so that it's kind of narrow, so you'd have to turn sideways and slide your body through. As you push that, and the stone turns, you can see this demon that is Ananke, you had stepped aside from this creature, and now it's turned and is coming for you again with its big slavering jaws and claws. I'm going to say that it's taking a swing at you, which is level 2 harm, unless you want to resist that.
Yeah, I'm going to resist.
Okay, totally reasonable. So that would be a prowess resist. You roll a 2, so that will cost you 4. So so far your resists have cost a total of 3. So you duck yourself back away from it, and Agorus, you see this thing striking toward Ananke.
Sure. I will make myself into the room rather, and presumably it's not really paying attention to me. So I will move to strike it, hopefully without it noticing.
Okay. Yeah, you can make an attack on it. Is that with engage or with something else?
Definitely engage, yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're going to make an engage roll. I'm going to say that is that roll, because it's not super aware of you, is controlled standard.
Okay. Oh yeah! Ooh, I got a 2. Well, good thing it was controlled, I guess.
Yep. So you take a swing at it, and it catches you because it has eyes around the sides of its head. It does see you, and you can see it looking at you, and as you're taking a swing for it, it jumps past Ananke, who has just ducked out of the way, and goes through the door and starts running away from you.
Well, that's not okay. I start chasing it.
Okay. All right. So
I look at Ananke for just a moment before I step through the door, and I'm like, where are the other 2?
Somewhere safe.
All right. So you're charging after it. All right. So that would generally be a traverse roll. As you're doing that. So it's charging away from you. It's got 4 limbs that is kind of running on all 4, so it's pretty quick. That would be I'm going to call that risky standard.
Okay.
Normally traverse, unless you want to make an argument for how you're doing that differently.
I'm okay with traverse right now. Like just chasing it down makes sense.
Okay.
I don't know if Hrolf and Valriaut have followed through into the room yet, or.
I think I'm lagging at the back, so if Hrolf is going in, he's ahead of me. If he's not, then I'm right behind you.
Yeah, I went into the room, but I don't know if I would necessarily give chase. I would probably go out into the hall and make sure that Agorus is not in mortal danger.
Okay. But... All right, and so you step through and you see Agorus running away from you through the door. Ananke seems fine.
Okay. Yeah, I think turning to make sure Ananke is in one piece. Is it alone?
As best as I can tell, but she's kind of yelling that over her shoulder because she's beating feet after Agorus and the demon.
Oh, you're giving chase as well?
Yeah.
All right, and you actually are better at traverse than Agorus is. All right.
Wait.
Do we have a devil's bargain for mine?
Sure. Well, the easy devil's bargain. Devil's bargain. So either way, it will get to where it is trying to get to.
Okay, I like that.
Okay.
I want to get there too. I'll go from 0 to 1 die.
Okay.
I do not have, or I can't push in addition. So I'm at 1 unless I've got any assist.
I think I can assist here. I get a free assist because we have a bond, and I think in this case, because Ananke's got a pretty fairly high traverse, I think it'll look something like her trying to run ahead and almost head it off, so that it's kind of trying to slow it down.
Okay.
Pincer.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go for 2 dice. And nailed it. 6.
Very nice.
6. Awesome. All right. So that takes a little while. to catch up to it. It was moving very quickly, but you see it stumble a couple of times, and you catch up to it. As you get to it, you see that it has gone through a couple of, down the corridor and through a couple of connected rooms, and you see inscribed in the wall is a glowing sigil that looks similar to, but not quite the same as the sigil that you saw on the other creature's chest. So it is gotten there and is running straight toward it.
Okay. And that's just you said it's a glow over like a normal doorway. It's not like a portal it's running at?
You're not sure. There's a glowing sigil in the wall.
Oh, just in a wall. Okay. I thought it was like over an arch.
No.
Okay, yeah. Well, we catch up. So am I in a position where I can attempt to engage this thing then?
Yeah, you could take a swing at it. Because it is not, well, I'm going to call that risky standard because of the situation and the kinds of consequences that it could apply.
I was actually thinking rather than straight engage it, because I probably it's not bleeding. Ananke didn't like wound it in any way that I know of. So again, I probably know better than to think I can just like strike it down.
Okay.
I kind of want to attempt to command it and see if I can. Maybe command might not be the right one. So you can let me know. But I want to like cajole it into like wanting to fight me, like.
Okay. So you want to challenge the thing?
Yeah, along those lines. Like, wouldn't it be quite a prize to take down the Cynosure?
Interesting. Okay. I hadn't thought of that one. That's interesting. Okay, so you're chasing after it, basically saying, "Fight me!"
Yeah. Especially assuming it might be getting away right now. Like,
right.
Isn't this what you've come here for?
Don't you want to fight me? Are you calling it a coward? Are you talking about its opportunity? How are you?
More the opportunity, definitely. Like, wouldn't it be a prize to be the one?
Right. Okay. That is an interesting idea. So sure.
I could see contrive too.
That could be contrive. I could call that persuade. Either way would be, I think, reasonable, and about the same position. So let's say that is, I'm going to call that risky limited. If you got to standard effect, it would turn and face you.
Okay.
Am I coming up behind here at this point?
If you want to be, you could be behind. Yeah. So it's basically Agorus, Ananke, and then you.
It's good that I'm lagging a little bit behind at this point because I think that I'm using this way back in the way back. I'm going to offer you my last stress of the night for an assist, and I think I'm calling my prince. It is far too dangerous. Do not. You cannot face him alone.
Excellent. Yeah.
Okay.
I probably wouldn't have had time to reply to you. Just like a thought in my head, like, this is what I do.
This is who I am. This is what I do. Okay.
Yeah. Anime character. So I'll have 2 dice then. And I'm pushing myself for the effect.
Okay, pushing for effect. All right. So you can do that. All right.
Glorious. 3.
Okay. So I'm going to say that the consequence you experience is that it ignores you and dives right into that sigil and disappears.
Does the sigil?
Hmm?
Does the sigil disappear?
It is fading.
So I come up, and do I recognize the sigil?
You do not.
Okay.
I jump through it.
Not one of the clans I'm familiar with. Are you jumping through?
Yeah, I go through.
That's who Agorus is, right? Yeah. Okay, so you're going to try to jump through after him. Interesting. I'm going to call that another to get through before it fades. I'm going to call. It sounds like a traverse to me, but you could argue it differently.
No, I'll try for it, and I'm gonna go with my natural traverse of low roll.
Okay.
Do I need to type in something different if I do, or just roll 2 and we'll assume the low?
You could roll 2 and it'll give you both of the dice.
Can you do
Yeah.
I think it's got a way to do that, but I don't remember. So this will do.
Oh yeah, just type in 0. You're saying? Yeah. Okay, I'll try. Yeah, it knows. All right. And so I slam into the wall.
Right. So you're trying. So you're saying screw this, charging forward at the creature, and so it's dived through. You can see the runes fading, and then boom, you hit that solid wall, and it has escaped. So you haven't hurt yourself. It's gone, and the wall is just a solid thing in front of you.
Yeah.
I was inspired. Were you inspired?
Mm-hmm. I thought surely he was going to make that wall become something, and then, but
Giant's mouth.
Right.
Wait, the demon or me?
I think at this point, once the demons disappeared, Ananke just kind of, I should probably bring our friends back. Our guide, mother.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with these people. You called them my friends. I don't.
You have a mother? That does remind me, though. I had a stone connected to... Did I have a stone connected to the decoy or the location the decoy was at?
I think it's reasonable to say the location the decoy was at.
Okay. Because if it was the decoy, I could just then pull the decoy back.
Right.
But it would make sense that then I wouldn't be able to do the swap, really.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
So Agorus probably I don't think it would be visible stomping in anger or something, but definitely has kind of a cold fire in his eyes. Kind of turns back towards the group, maybe looks at the ground, and this thing obviously isn't leaving the same footprints, I would assume. So just kind of looks down at that well, there's clearly more down here.
You seem to have an infestation.
Why don't I do that reach again and see if I can detect more, or more of those symbols as well.
Okay. So you reach out, and I'm not going to make you roll. You don't feel any more of that here right now.
Okay. I think we're clear for now. I think it was just the 2, but I obviously can't say if they can return.
Well, they made it here the first time.
Right. I think, as Ananke said, you have an infestation.
Yeah.
That's good.
Agorus.
We have the exterminator here.
Yeah.
True.
Agorus just kind of stomps away as you're saying that. Yeah, thanks.
As you're stomping away, you had said you looked down and looked around and so I'm going to say that you, without asking you to roll or anything, you do see a couple of things here. That you see things have been disturbed, but you do see footprints that look definitely not like demon footprints. You know that demons can shapeshift, so it's possible that demons just shapeshifted into human form. But you see what look like here as non-demon footprints interspersed with demonic footprints. And you also find down, over to the side, there's a little table. There's beds and stuff like this. This is a set of apartments. But you do find a book that doesn't look like it's old and covered in mold or dust.
I might be more of a bookish type than Agorus. So
Yeah, I imagine I just kind of walk away. Maybe I noticed something like that, or like in a flashback, it might have happened.
Okay.
I think the biggest detail I would try to pick up is like, it might not be likely, but like if the shoe is distinguishable, like if you could look at it and be like, oh, this could be identified if you could see the bottom of somebody's shoe or something.
Okay. So you're gonna try to Sherlock Holmes it, sort of.
I might have to.
Okay. All right. So do you want to basically kind of set that as a potential flashback opportunity for later?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that's cool. All right, so you've taken you can flash back to taking a close look at that anytime you like, and compare to a shoe that you might be looking at in the future. So
I'm in the book.
A pre-flashback.
Mm-hmm.
Flash forward.
Yep.
Valriaut, you were always a better study than I was.
I am. I have that. I have that ability. Why? The book. Oh,
yeah,
the book.
The book.
Yes, I am interested in the book. So tell me about this book.
You are a scholarly fellow, actually. Right?
I actually like books.
You've been known to read whole books at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Others, demons, I do not like these things, but books I understand.
Books you're comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you open it up. It is in a strange language that you think you might recognize. I'm going to say that you think that if you have access to the books that you normally keep in your apartments here, you might be able to decipher it. So you're not effectively, figuring out what it says here, but you recognize this script, and you recognize, bits and pieces of words here and there. You think with a little work, you'd be able to figure out what it's talking about, or at least get the gist of it.
The music of these letters is familiar to me, but without my tomes, I am afraid that I cannot decipher it all at once. It will take some time, my friend, but it is something that I will do.
All right. We're at 9:40ish.
Yeah. So this is a good stopping point.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So we can sign off. Anybody want to push their stuff? I would recommend that Navi and Drake, you talk about your recent podcast interview.
Yeah, so I'm Drake. I play Valriaut. You can see down in the little box down there. But myself and Navi, we have a game called Court of Blades that we just got to talk about on Hacked in the Dark. It was really awesome to do that interview, and we got to talk about some cool stuff about factions and maneuverings and stuff. Very much in the theme of Vergence, so near and dear to our heart. So yeah, that's a thing that just came out.
Yeah, they were very good on it.
Mm-hmm.
I have new cover art for my book, which I am super excited about. You can find that on my Twitter. It is very cool. That's all I've got.
Cool. Anybody who's interested in Vergence can find it on itch.io. You can find me on Twitter at smallcoolgames1.
Yeah, and I don't have much of anything going on. Dogmite's got a new video series. New video every Thursday. I'll be there tomorrow.
Nice.
Looking like an idiot.
Very cool. All right. Well.
Jump into walls or anything, though, right?
I'm sorry?
No jumping into like walls or anything like that, though.
No, it's pretty close. You should watch.
Yeah.
No, we're all kind of clowns over there, so it's fine.
Nice. If you at home enjoyed watching us, come stop by the Discord and say hi. We love seeing new people. It's been growing significantly since we started doing these videos and podcasts and everything. So please come say hi. There's a link to that in the Twitter and the Twitch. And if you liked us, follow us on those social medias. Otherwise, we'll see
Anytime.
everyone next week, same time.
Cool.
All right. See you later.